Welcome back everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of my FTB series, playing on the Direwolf20 pack for Minecraft 1.7. Between this episode and the last one, I did a little bit of mining, as I said I would do, and I got a few resources, as you can see here. And if you look at this for a moment, you might, if you play a lot of Minecraft, notice there's kind of an odd distribution of ores here. Like, I've got, maybe a normal amount of iron, but I've got a really weirdly large amount of gold compared to the iron, and yeah, not much of some of the other things that I'd expect to get at the same time. And I did a bit of reading about this because I thought it was a bit odd, and that maybe the ore distribution had been changed, and it turns out I'm actually exactly right. For the 1.7 pack, they have completely changed how the ore works. It doesn't just have, like, say, gold is like block 32 and below. Now there's bands with kind of tops and bottoms to it, so you can be too low for some ores and too high for others. So now I guess just branch mining at diamond level is not a good idea for some things, whereas it would be really good for others. And what I'll do is I will actually post a link to a page where you guys can see the ore distribution in the description of this video, so anyone who wants to know where to look can find out. So I did a little bit of processing stuff here and got a few materials ready, because the first thing we're going to want to do with all this ore is a very ubiquitous thing in all mod packs really, is ore doubling. See, we've got, this is not a bad amount of ore, but if we can get more out of this, it's a really good way to start out. So what I'm going to do this with is thermal expansion, because it's possibly the simplest and easiest way to that I'm familiar with, at least, to do it at the beginning. And I'm kind of more familiar with the crafting recipes. There's quite possibly better ways of doing it. But what we will need to start with is some iron, tin, copper and glass. We're going to need a few other things, but those are the things I know we'll need. And we're going to use a steam dynamo, so our first port of call is going to be a way of getting water to turn it into steam. So an aqueous accumulator of the basic tier. Tiering is a new system in thermal expansion. So we're going to need this. And yeah, NEI, not enough items, if you're not familiar with it, is what gives us this in the item menu, and I can type in whatever I want, say ore, and get all sorts of stuff. And if I left click on it, it will tell me recipes. Even here I can left click here and it will tell me how to make a copper gear. And go out of it again and back in. So it's a very, very useful mod, but that's only for people who aren't very familiar with modded Minecraft. I'm sure most of the viewers most likely will be, so bear with me here. So I'm going to need 2 copper gears, but I know that I'm going to need 2 copper gears for the steam dynamo as well. So when I make those, I'm actually going to make 4. A pneumatic servo, which is iron, redstone and glass. I need a machine frame, which is glass, tin gear and iron. So the first step is going to be making 4 of these copper gears. So let's just get to that. So let's do that and shift click it out. So that's that stage done. And I'm really terrible at memory here, so I'm just going to probably go into each time. So yep, just going to get some redstone. I don't have very much, but it should be fine just for this beginning stuff. Okay. Oh, here's a useful thing actually. I wonder if this will work. Yeah, it does. So I'm going to shift click on stuff there, and it will actually fill it in for me if I have the items in my inventory. So that should work. So I can do that for this as well, probably. I'll need one of them, I think. I don't think it's needed for the others. Now, I can do that for the machine frame. And finally, for this. So we have an aqueous accumulator. Now, this guy doesn't actually need power. All you need to do is just put him down in some water, and he will fill up with water, just like that. And this orange square here means he's outputting on that side, and you can actually change this here. I could say, but because this block doesn't actually have any inputs, I can only turn it off like that, see, or turn it on. But all the thermal expansion kind of machines have a GUI like this that allows you to customize how inputs and outputs work. So next we're going to have to get onto the steam dynamo, which is a little bit more complex. We're going to need another 2 of these. Oh, actually no, actually it's more simple. Sorry. We're just going to need a redstone transmission coil, which is silver and redstone. So I don't think I actually did smelt up any silver, but I have it here. Yep. Here we are. So I'll just put a small of that amount of that onto smelt here, and because I only need 1. Damn, I thought I'd actually smelted everything I would need. So sorry about this, guys. We're just gonna have to wait a second here. I guess while I'm waiting for this, I can actually say I noticed when I was launching the mod pack to record this video that there is actually the version 1.0.2 out for this mod pack, but it's not yet on the recommended list, so I am still playing on 1.0.1 because I want to make this world survive as long as I possibly can, so I'm not going to update until any new versions actually become recommended. Just because in the past, on the 1.6 ones, I did actually kill worlds updating a little bit too early, so just want to avoid that if possible. There we are, steam dynamo. So this guy I can just put on here and he'll get water. So what he needs to produce power is water and coal. So all I need to do is put some coal into him and he'll just produce power. Now I also need a pulverizer. So let's see what materials we will need for this. Electrum. Ooh, okay. So it's actually gotten a little bit... Oh, okay, what happened there? Yeah, Electrum blend, for which I'm going to need silver dust and gold dust. That's curious. Oh, okay, there's multiple different ways of doing it. Ah, this is the one we need. Okay, I thought that was a bit odd. They're needing to pulverize stuff to make a pulverizer. So I'm going to need a redstone reception coil, which I'll need some gold for. Sorry about this, guys. I forgot a few steps, and I'm now going to ad hoc it. But that'll be okay. I'll leave that smelt, and we will look here. And I'm also going to need a piston. That's fairly simple. Just need some cobble and some wood, and I can whip that up in a second. There we are. Now I have some gold done, so I can do the reception coil. Oh shit, did 2 of them by accident. Oh well, I'll end up needing more of them anyway. And another tin gear. I'll do it. Going into the GUI, I'll just do it from here. Oh, now why are you not working? Oh, of course, flint. I need flint, don't I? Luckily, I do have some. I think I am really blind to recipes sometimes. See, and again, see, I'm not even figuring it out here. Yeah, I can have a basic one in here, so I'm not entirely sure what the problem is. Did I really... Oh god, I didn't make the machine frame yet. Yep, this is how bad I am at doing this stuff. I am really bad at recipes. And it's still not doing it. Okay, some recipes are a little bit odd about this. Luckily you can enter the GUI here without actually losing stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't actually make the other copper gears, did I? So, let's make some more of them. Yep. I'm a bit clueless with my recipes. Especially, this is actually all surprisingly different from the last version of thermal expansion. So there we are. And now this is, I'll put some coal in here and you'll see the steam rise and it will start producing power, which will start filling this up. Now the pulverizer turns ore, one ore, into 2 dust. And then I can smelt the dust in a furnace, like the normal vanilla furnace, or any other machine that does it, like the redstone furnace from thermal expansion, or the, I think, electrical furnace from Industrial Craft 2. And each dust will produce me an ore. So for one, will produce me an ingot. So for 1 ore, I'm getting 2 ingots. So I'm going to straight away chuck a load of iron in there. And the thing with the pulverizer is sometimes you get a extra output. That's what this yellow guy is for. And from iron, I think sometimes you get ferrous, which can be used for producing other things. Now it's getting night already. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here. I'm going to process a lot of this stuff. And while that's doing it, I'm going to... Whoa! Okay! Hello, creeper! Okay, that is... What the utter hell just happened? Oh god, at least I recognise where I am. Bloody hell. Okay, so it turns out, those creepers of the headband, if they blow up, they teleport you somewhere. That's fun! Bloody hell. Okay, so I'm going to make myself safe for a moment here. Okay, so I'll cut. I'll protect my base, process that stuff, and as I was saying before I was interrupted, I'm going to go up to the tree and think a little bit about how I'm going to lay out my first little starter base. And I'll get back to you when all that's done. Okay guys, see you in a minute. Okay guys, welcome back. Now first off, I should apologise because there's been a quite significant delay in recording the first part of this video and the second, but that was mainly due to college being a little bit difficult last month, and now I'm on Christmas break, so I can do this kind of stuff as much as I want. Now, I know I said before that I was going to do some kind of house up here next to this tree, and actually in the tree partially, but over the last while I've been kind of fiddling around a bit, looking around and trying to see how I'd actually design that, and I found that every time I was actually over there working on design, I kept on coming back and kind of looking over here, and I just didn't really feel inspired to do a treehouse when there was this amazing terrain just over here waiting to have things done with it. So what I'm going to do is, well, just hang around here and see if I can come up with a design on these cliffs right here. Now, a few other small things. The mod pack has been updated since I recorded the last part of this video, and we're now in, if I remember correctly, 1.0.2. There's been a few mods added and dozens of them updated, but so far as I'm aware, saves are perfectly compatible between the two versions. However, there are a few small amounts of items that have their IDs changed, so if they're present in the world, then they will vanish when you load them in this new version, although new instances of the item will work just fine. So it's a relatively painless update compared to some of the ones in 1.6, where I actually lost quite a few worlds myself. But yeah, I think I want to do a build coming off these cliffs here, and I think that perhaps I'll do some kind of a floating base. It's attached to the cliffs with kind of supporting struts and pillars, but I'm not entirely sure yet. What I will do is I will actually end the video here and do all the design work and come up with a plan, and then come back to you with that in the next video. Once again, I'm very sorry for the delay in recording the rest of this video. The rest of the academic year shouldn't be quite as difficult as last month was, and I should be recording videos regularly from here on out. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.